Well, I'd like to thank our over, I think, 615 patrons, something like that. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate y'all. You guys keep this show running, keep the lights on, literally, and I really appreciate it. If you want to get a request, I just sent out the December thread. Join the $30 tier or up, you get 1 to 2 free requests a month. Simple as that. See you there. Well. Here we go. Hi, guys. Welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am. We are back with Mr. John Lennon for our, I guess I'll say our Beatles Sunday video. I just posted like all 4 sides of the White Album over the past week, and I'm doing a Beatles song for Patreon because I know it's gonna get blocked, so it'll be up on YouTube on Tuesday. And then I'm doing Rubber Soul side 2. So there's a lot of Beatles stuff in the air, but I still wanted to get something out for Sunday, even though nobody's probably watching because I have a copyright strike right now. So whatever. We're doing 2 tracks from Imagine, and surprisingly, I've only heard the chorus of the title track Imagine. I've heard the beginning, I think, too, but I wanted to throw that on there so I could actually hear the studio track because I've never heard it all the way through, and I threw on the track that's been highly requested, Oh Yoko. And then we're doing the Ballad of John and Yoko or something like that. I think that's what it's called. That's the other track we're doing. So it's all kinds of Oh Yokos, and you know, you get it. Whatever, man. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. This is what we do every Sunday usually. I try my best. If the blocks, they're not on my side, but I have released a ton of Beatles content on YouTube over the past week, so in my defense, I think I've covered the bases. All right, Imagine by John Lennon. There's the playlist. 3, 2, 1, go.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today.
It's like the Revolution 1 tempo.
Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for.
Oh, that's Alan White, yeah.
And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace.
Yeah, I've never heard this actually. That's crazy.
You may say I'm a dreamer,
I've heard the lyrics though.
but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us,
He's right behind us.
and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, or brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
That instrumentation was so understated, but it was gorgeous. That was wonderful. I'm glad I finally got to hear that song for like actually all the way through. Oh Yoko!
In the middle of the night,
That was totally Dylan. I love it. That was awesome. What a nice showing of John right there. Two different sides of him. But it kind of showed the kind of duality of his mind. His love for Yoko in one song, and then his love for mankind almost in the other. It was almost like it was a macro scale kind of song, and then a micro scale kind of song. It's like the whole world down to him and Yoko. And I think that everything in between is kind of where we are. He's got such a unique way of putting things. I wouldn't say it's like overly. He doesn't overly like make things complex, but it's not like simple either. But the more you kind of just like dig into it, like I've been kind of replaying the lyrics in my mind, and there are some things that I pick up from that song that like he just had a love, I feel like, for mankind. It was buried underneath a lot of pain and torment that he went through. And he just wanted to help folks. I know that he had his own personal issues, and I mean we all do. So I'm not gonna throw stones, but like it's just listening to him play that stuff, man, and the emotion. It's like his voice never really breaks, like, but there's so much tenderness in his vocals, and imagine it's almost like he's singing to you, like just one-on-one, and he's kind of telling you everything's gonna be okay. And just to imagine a world without possessions, or without anybody living for the future, or just everybody living for today. The people live for the past, people live for the future, but they rarely live for the present, because the present's already gone. Every time you bring it up, it's gone. It's an ever fleeting thing that we're never gonna catch, like the present moment. So I guess the best thing you can do is try to catch up with it the best you can, which is very hard. But a lot of people live in their heads, even though we technically already live in our heads. But you know what I mean, like they live 20 years in the past, or they live 10 years in the future, and they sacrifice the now for then, or for back then. And I think that's very sad, but this is kind of how life works and how time works. That's a thing we made up. There is some kind of constant to the universe, it seems like, but like I feel like it's all stuff we made. It's man-made concepts, and it's kind of weird to kind of look at man not from being a human. Like I've got this weird thing about, I wish we had people that could tell us about ourselves that weren't human. Like what strange things do we do? Because I feel like we're such weird people and creatures. Humans are the weirdest animals I've ever encountered. And like I grew up around horses and stuff, so I've been around very big beasts. But man, humans are strange folks, bro. I swear to God. And I just love John's way, how he puts it. Before I look at the personnel list and everything, I just it touches me. It really does. And just to hear his love for Yoko in that second track, she was his muse. Like, even if she pissed people off and she did her own thing, whatever, man. But I feel like if they were happy, that's all I need to know. All right, so John Lennon. First off, that was track 1 and track. I don't even see that one now. Oh, Yoko. Oh, it's the last track on the album. Okay, so yeah, the first track and the last track. Good job, Lee. So John Lennon was on vocals and piano. He did electric guitar for the last song. He did the harmonica as well for the last song. George, no. Nicky Hopkins, no. Klaus was on bass. Alan White on drums. No. The Flux Fiddlers. That's it. So it's a very, I felt like Imagine was a very stripped back sound anyway. The drums, when they did come in from Alan, were very understated, but felt appropriate for the song, the way that it just flowed. I didn't want it to end, like I felt like it should have, I don't know. But it got its message across very, very well, very quickly, and you felt it, man. Like from that first note, you're in there, like you're totally engrossed by that song. At least I was. And like I said, I've heard the lyrics before. Like I've seen them printed and stuff, and I've read them plenty of times, but I've never actually listened to the song. Like I've heard him sing like the main line, I think, like in a movie or a TV show, obviously, but I never actually listened to the full song, and I'm glad that I did, because there's bits and pieces in there I didn't even know existed. And he states his ideals and his ideas so well. Like he doesn't like put them too in your nose, but they're there if you want to dig. Like everything's there, And it's funny how the Beatles were a combination of like George, John, Paul, and Ringo, like all their personalities, everything they brought to the table. Like George was the super spiritual one, Paul was the Energizer Bunny, Ringo was just happy to be there. But John was the artistic, just sort of art avant-garde, you know what I'm saying? Like he was all those things. He was so anti-establishment, man. I love that, man. No matter what, I feel like we are so busy fighting each other over dumb shit that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It really doesn't. And we're all busy doing that, and everyone at the top is busy just stealing more and more money, if that's what you care about. But if you're of the same mindset of John, he came from basically not much, and he became probably the biggest thing in the world, That's so crazy to me, man. And that just goes to show the power of art, it can reach so many people. That song Imagine has probably touched at least 1 billion people or more, that's not something anybody can really say, Paul McCartney and George, those guys, they touched the entire world basically. I bet if you flew over those those inhabited islands that like you're not allowed to go to with all the people that are still living in the Bronze Age basically, or they just entered the Bronze Age apparently. Just drop off some Beatles stuff on a Zune or something and just let them listen to it, and they'd be like, whoa, what the fuck is this, right? They get to Revolution 9 and it just changes their whole entire outlook. Oh, I'm doing that. I don't care if I'm going to spend every dollar I have on getting these people the Beatles. I swear to God I am. I just listen, like, imagine a world. I'm just kidding. I really do feel like that, though. Like, if people just listen to the Beatles or listen to John's music, it's good healing stuff, man. It's good for the soul, and it just makes you feel all kinds of things. And I did imagine that world for like a split second there in that song. Like, I got a glimpse of it, and it's a beautiful place. And I think we've been there before. I'm going to say it. I think we've done it before, but, we rise and we fall. This is what happens. There's been many epochs, I think, of humanity, and this is just another one of them. And I think we've kind of forgotten who we are. We're just in this kind of, or not everybody's forgotten who we are. I think there's a select few who know who we are, and they just kind of use that knowledge to their own benefit, basically. And us little fucks are just stuck here squirming around in the mud waiting to die. It's just what happens, man. It sucks. But it is what it is. You got to find the beauty in life, and you just got to find those little moments that just mean everything. Like fuck the money, fuck all that stuff. Sorry, kids. It's all about that. You know what I mean? It's all about that. And, sometimes you have to remind yourself of that, You get so wrapped up in our day-to-day lives trying to run the rat race, and you kind of just get lost sometimes, and it's better just to come back to earth, listen to some music with John or with Lee, you know what I'm saying, and just enjoy yourself, man. This video, it might just contain some ramblings of some young 30-year-old kid listening to older music, or it could contain a little nugget of truth that could help somebody, and maybe it helps them learn, or you know what I'm saying. That's all. If one person gets something good out of my videos, I don't care. I could get 10 views. I don't really give a fuck, you know what I mean. This is me listening to music and sharing it with y'all, and it's a very honestly intimate thing for me, because as you all have seen, I cry, I get very emotional sometimes, I get really into it. It's just how it is. Music means a lot to me. It's probably the most important thing that I've ever had in my entire life to me, up until I had my daughter and such. Music was everything to me, and drugs too. But we don't talk about them anymore. We broke up, and John is just a wonderful way to get that across. The piano in both of these songs are fantastic. The vocals, John's vocals are just ever present but haunting at the same time. Like they soothe you but also make you think, and that's the key. You have to work both the heart and the mind. That's the true artistic genius, is when you can do both at the same time, and John does that, man. If I had to pick a standout instrument, the piano. I liked Alan's drums in the first track as well, and that guitar and the acoustic guitar in the second track, and that harmonica at the end. That was I felt like John's impression of Bob Dylan in a way, and he did a great Dylan track right there. Oh, Yoko's straight up a Dylan track, and I loved it. The vocals and him just being able to use her as a way to convey his feelings about her. There's so many Yoko songs, it seems like, and I'm grateful for her no matter what. Even if she screams into the mic, it scares Chuck Berry, it is what it is, man. She is one of a kind, and if you're watching, Yoko, I love you. Thanks for everything that you do. And if I had to pick between those two, I have to go with Imagine. Oh Yoko was a great track, but Imagine is just monumental, bro. Like seriously, there's so much there. I could sit here and talk for another 10 minutes probably, but I'm not gonna do that to y'all. I already did that in the Marvin Gaye video, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for watching, guys. That was absolutely excellent, and it leaves you with a lot to think about. You know, like if you really do let the music do its job, there should be all kinds of questions posed from those songs. You know, like I said, the macro of the entire world down to just him and Yoko. It just covered everything right there. You can't beat that. Thanks for watching.